I remember the exact day that Milo, my cat, stopped eating. It was a quiet afternoon. The sun was softly streaming through the living room windows, and everything seemed to be in harmony at home. But suddenly, I noticed something strange. Milo's bowl was still full, untouched. At first I wasn't too worried, thinking that maybe he had eaten earlier, or that he just wasn't hungry at the moment. However, as night fell, the bowl was still untouched, and that's when worry began to creep into my mind. Milo had always been a big eater. He was one of those cats that, as soon as he heard the sound of the food container, he would run to the kitchen as if he hadn't eaten in days. Seeing his bowl full for so long made me uneasy. I decided to watch him closely, hoping that his appetite would return, but the days passed and nothing changed. His energy had also decreased. Before, he used to run around the house, playing with his toys and looking for any sunny corner where he could curl up. Now, all he did was sleep, barely getting up to drink water. Worry grew inside me. I felt a mix of helplessness and sadness seeing him so disinterested. I knew something wasn't right, but I couldn't figure out what. I tried different kinds of food, bought cans of his favorite brand, even cooked chicken to see if that would make him hungry. But Milo wouldn't even come close. The frustration was palpable. Every time I bent down to place his plate in front of him, I felt like I was failing at something, like I didn't know how to help him. Watching him ignore the food over and over again broke my heart. I couldn't take it anymore, so I called the vet and made an appointment as soon as possible. During the consultation, the vet examined Milo thoroughly. She weighed him, checked his mouth, his skin, his temperature, and listened carefully to my description of his behavior over the past few days. "Cats are very sensitive animals," she told me in a calm voice. "Any change, no matter how small, can alter their behavior, and one of the first signs is loss of appetite." That sentence kept echoing in my mind. Had I changed something in his environment? At the time, I couldn't think of anything significant, but I knew there had to be a reason behind all of this. While we waited for the results of some tests that Milo had had, I began to analyze what had happened in the past few weeks. Had something changed at home? And suddenly, a detail that I had overlooked came to mind. We had recently rearranged the furniture in the living room. Could that be what had affected Milo? It seemed absurd, but the more I thought about it, the more it made sense. Cats don't like sudden changes. Their world is small, but in it, everything has a specific order. By moving the furniture, I had accidentally disturbed their territory. I felt a little silly for not realizing it sooner, but at the same time, I understood how delicate cats are about their environment. For us, moving a sofa from one place to another may seem like a small thing, but for them, it can be a source of immense stress. I decided to talk to the vet about my theory, and she confirmed it. "Cats are creatures of habit," she said. "Any change in their environment, even something as small as moving a piece of furniture, can affect them. The important thing now is to give Milo back that sense of stability and security." She suggested that I stop moving things around at home for a while and put some of the furniture back in its original positions. She also recommended offering him small amounts of his favorite food in a calm environment so that he wouldn't feel pressured. I took those tips and started putting them into practice right away. I put the furniture back where it was before, and slowly, Milo started showing signs of improvement. At first, it was just a small nibble at his food, but that was already progress. With each passing day, he seemed more relaxed, more at peace. And finally, one morning, I saw him eating with the same enthusiasm as always. I felt enormous relief, as if a heavy burden had been lifted from my shoulders. This episode taught me a lot of things, not just about cats, but about life. It made me realize how fragile the balance of our loved ones can be, and how something that is insignificant to us can be a world of stress and confusion for them. It also made me reflect on the importance of patience. Sometimes we just need to stop for a moment, observe, and give things time to fall into place again. Milo, in his silence, taught me a valuable lesson. We cannot always understand what our animals feel, but if we pay attention to their behavior, they tell us more than we think. I learned that when something is not going well, the best thing we can do is offer them peace of mind, love, and above all, time, because in the end, the bond we share with them is much stronger than any obstacle. After several weeks of meticulously caring for Milo, our life returned to normal. I no longer had to worry every time I approached his bowl, and he went back to being that curious and playful cat he had always been. But something in me changed forever. The relationship I had with Milo became even stronger. Through that experience, I learned to appreciate every little gesture, every look, and every movement, because even if they don't speak our language, they are always trying to communicate with us. Milo taught me that life is full of small but meaningful moments, and that sometimes all our loved ones need is to know that we are there, present, ready to listen and understand. Today, when I look at Milo, I see more than just a cat who lives with me. I see a companion who, in his silence and with his subtle gestures, teaches me every day to be more empathetic, more attentive, and more aware. Life with him is a constant reminder that the deepest relationships are not always built with words, but with actions, patience, and a lot of love. If your cat has ever been through a similar situation, I would love to hear your story. Have you noticed that your feline stops eating for no apparent reason? Has the same thing happened to you as it did to me? Tell me in the comments, because sometimes sharing our experiences can help us better understand our pets and ourselves. And if you liked this story, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like the video, and activate the notification bell so you don't miss more stories like this. Your support helps us continue creating content that brings you closer to your life companions. See you in the next video. In